There we go. It's responding now.
Oh shit, we're on.
We're on.
I did not notice.
I know,
Lachlan
that's why I
did not
did it.
inform me, but we are recording.
We are recording. Mm-hmm.
I did not have time to prepare what I would think we would open with.
You had an opening?
I don't have an opening.
Oh, you wouldn't think about an opening.
I mean, are we just jumping right in?
I feel like this is technically an opening.
I feel like this is an opening.
This is an opening of sorts.
Our first topic of conversation?
Mm-hmm.
What shall it be?
Shall we pull out both our respective lists of topics?
We're getting organized, listeners. We have lists of topics.
Which I feel like never works out. Oh, yeah, my uncle followed me on TikTok.
Oh, phenomenal.
Which is the oddest thing, because I never told him my TikTok.
Do you make
many
TikToks?
I made 3 TikToks. So, one was, 2 of them were back in the day when that Pretty Boy Swag song was famous for when people would do pretend to look like the characters and it would cut to the actual character. I did one for Steve Harrington from Stranger Things, which did very well and has almost 30,000 views and 4,000 likes.
Oh, nice.
And a bunch of salty 13-year-olds being like, "You're not even attractive. You don't even look like Steve." I'm like, bruh, I do. And I am. But anyway. And then the other one was the same thing, but with Mulder and Scully from X-Files. I made a new one recently, which was a bit from Young Justice, and I was pretending to be Wally West, which is very fun. It has 15 likes and barely any views. Please, everyone go watch my TikTok. I want validation. But, randomly out of the blue, my uncle followed me on TikTok because he made a TikTok. He's a nurse and he lives in London, and he and a bunch of his nurse friends made that the dun, 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 that terrible song that I hate. He did one to that. So, fun fact, my uncle followed me on TikTok. He may be listening to this because he said he would listen. So, Chris, if you're listening,
good job.
What the fuck, dude? That was thanks, I guess.
Everyone go follow Lachlan on TikTok. Why not?
Yeah. Fuck it. My TikTok is cross dogs. Oh my god, oh my god. Every time. Fuck, you say something now.
Lachlan is just joking. You'd think after recording how many episodes we have, you'd be good at eating popcorn.
No, because it's little bits get you. You can never get good at it.
I feel like popcorn is one of the foods that there's always something going wrong. You get a bit of shell in between your gum.
Shell is the word you're gonna choose for this?
Yeah, the shell of the popcorn between your gum and your tooth.
That's the word.
The worst feeling.
That is the word, and it's on the back.
It's my iPad here.
So we're gonna keep this in. My nan has just entered the room. As far as I know, your iPad is not here, Nan. My nan is looking for her iPad because she's addicted to fake news and Facebook.
As we all are.
Nan is up till about 4 a.m. most nights.
No, it's when I wake up.
Yeah, because you don't go to sleep. So it's when you wake up from 8 a.m. after being asleep for 2 hours till 6 a.m. And then you're always on the iPad. Or is that it there? There it is. It blended in. The iPad wasn't here. The iPad was indeed in here. I was wrong. And now she's taking popcorn. My phone has fallen into the popcorn.
Goodbye.
Mm-hmm. She's stolen some popcorn and she's leaving.
Fair enough.
Everyone, that was my nan. Which I'm actually...
First guest on the show.
First guest on the show, my nan, looking for her iPad. I don't think she knows what a movie is. So, because she's incredibly old. So there's that, which actually leads me into my other point.
Just a heads up that I am expecting a call from work, so that may happen halfway through. So we may have a few interruptions this episode. I think that
I can cut out.
Yeah,
I can cut out the I'll edit that out, but I will keep a nan in, which actually leads me onto my other topic I wrote down. My nan actually now brushes her teeth in the bath to spite me. And to explain that, when I first moved in, Nan was like, okay, you got to clean the bathroom and everything. And she'd be like, oh, and all this in the sink. And I said, no, that is your toothpaste in the sink because my toothpaste is red and black because looks like Spider-Man colors. Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. It's not Spider-Man toothpaste, but it looks like Spider-Man.
Okay, so adult toothpaste, it's all minty. But children's toothpaste, there are so many flavors.
They're like bubble gum and shit.
Yeah, I want to brush my teeth with bubble gum.
Exactly. I want some fancy... I mean, what's the difference between child toothpaste and regular toothpaste? Is it just smaller and you got to pay for more?
I feel like there may be something different that children need with their teeth.
More enamel protection or something. Because they need a lot more sugars probably or some shit like that. I need that as an adult. I'm not getting any... My teeth aren't getting any better. I need all the enamel protection. They're like, whitening.
I think you should just use like all the different toothpaste.
I make my...
just mix them together.
Mix them out and then put them in its own chute. Fuck, let's try that. But anyway, so I said, this is not my toothpaste. And now she's informed me, because she was like, there's toothpaste in the sink. And then she went, and it's not mine, because I brush my teeth in the bath now. Not as if she's taking a bath. I think she does it while she showers, because we've got a shower bath set up where it's like the shower into the bath. Good. No, it's great because it's a it's a spa bath with jets, so it's big, so there's a lot of room to actually move. It's like you're in a regular shower with like a floor and room. It's not like a bath shower, which has no room to move.
My siblings' old place had something like that, except the bath was half the size of a normal bath. And so the shower was like this square. Tiny apartment. Oh, it was tiny. It was this small pink thing, probably
I've seen
less
those.
than a meter long.
Yeah, I've seen ones like that. They're awful.
But it was, because it was so small, the water heater was right next to the shower. So such good hot water. Because the place I'm living now... Not good hot water. You can get like 3 showers a day and then no more hot water.
We had pretty good hot water at my old place, but it took a while for the bath. We had one bath. It was fine. This bath is so much better because it's a big spa bath. I can actually fit in it. But the bathtub, it was a classic. It was one of the same ones where it was a shower bathtub mix, and it had the button where you click it to switch to the bathtub nozzle. It was faster to fill up the bath with the shower head, which had a pull off. It had like the removable. Yeah. So like you could fucking bidet your ass in the shower.
Yeah.
It was faster to turn it on at not even full blast and put it in the bathtub to fill up than it was to put it at full blast on the bathtub faucet.
I mean, you might as well at that point just put the plug in, have a shower, and once you're done, you have a bath.
I mean, well, you're supposed to only have when you're clean. Baths aren't supposed to be to clean you. Exactly. I've got so many. I bought a bunch of bath bombs from Lush that I need to use. I'm so.
I'd love to have a bath at our place, but I don't think we have enough hot water. Also, fun fact: I haven't had a bath in 9 years, and because I'm stupid and like arbitrary things, I think I'm going for 10 years. Because when I was 11 years old, I fell off a trampoline and impaled myself on a chicken coop, and. Okay. Ever since then, I have not had a bath because I couldn't have a bath. That was the last time I had a bath.
Wait, why couldn't you have a bath because you're impaled?
No, I could only have baths and keep my leg. So it went down to
you were impaled on the leg. Okay.
In the leg. So I would keep the leg out of the water. But then after that, I just kind of stopped having baths. I don't know why. I think it's because at my parents' place, there were 2 bathrooms. One upstairs, one downstairs. Upstairs one... kind of garbage. There weren't lights in it for like a whole year, so you had to turn on a lamp to have light.
Dude, we had the same thing. We had no light in the bathroom, and my grandpa set up a light that was connected to an extension cord that just plugged into the socket in the wall. You need to walk in and turn on that, and it was just hung up. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, upstairs bathroom, garbage, but has a bath in it. Downstairs one got renovated, so it was nice, and it was good water pressure. And also the shower was higher up, because I'm pretty tall, so most showers don't work for me. So I would always just go downstairs and didn't end up having a bath. And now I'm living in a place with a bath, but I don't think I have hot water for it.
Yeah.
So I might as well just... Like, I could probably boil some kettles, but why bother? I don't really feel a need to have a bath. I would like to have a bath at some point.
See, I only do it, like, after skating normally. So, like, I've stacked it a bunch. I'm feeling a bit sore. I'm like, I want to treat myself with a bath. Same thing happened to me. Like, I'm very tall as well. So as I was getting taller, I just wouldn't fit in the bath. It wasn't as fun. But sometimes, even living at home originally, I would treat myself. I think I had more baths in like a succession at my old place than I did when I was like growing up at my birth home, whatever the fuck you call that, my original home. So yeah, no, I get that. I like baths. They don't happen as much as you get older, which is a sad thing, and that's why I'm glad bath bombs have like come back on the rise.
Bath bombs are fun.
If you ever want to have a bath, hit me up. You can come on over.
Oh, I will.
You can use the spa bath. Bring your own bath bomb though.
Oh, spa bath, good.
Oh, it's so good. Like I turned it on. I put in a bath bomb and then turned it on. And it's so many bubbles.
Personally, I think every bath should have spa functionality.
It should. There is no reason not to. There is absolutely no reason not to. Unless you're like one of those baths that are like in one of those fancy places where it's right in the middle and it random and you're like, it's one of those like kind of I don't know how to describe it. You know the one I'm talking about where in movies it's like they're
A
in fucking
standalone bath?
Yeah, it's like a standalone bath and like in France and it's got fancy ornate shit on it and you're like...
and it's got legs.
It's got legs! Exactly!
Yeah.
It's got legs. And it doesn't like... And every movie you don't actually see the drain because it's also... I'm like, where's the drain? Where does the water drain?
Just onto the floor.
Onto the floor. Fuck it. Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason a bath should not be a spa bath is if it's a fancy bath like that.
I'm talking about things that you don't do as much when you become an adult. Ball pits.
Unless you go to DashCon.
So
2014.
yes, maybe. talking with housemates, and we're considering getting a ball pit because personally, I think sitting in a ball pit, what a great idea.
I mean, what you could do is instead of having the garden there because it gets a bit floody, dig that out. Ball pit.
Make a ball pit. But the problem with the ball pit is, where do you store a ball pit? Because a ball pit, hypothetically, you want to pack it up. You got to put all the balls in bags.
Well, I'm thinking if you did it on the pool, you put a pool cover over it and you set. That kind of thing. And it's also, if you fall in, it's not like falling into a pool with a pool cover where you could drown. This isn't some, like, unbreakable shit. It's a ball pit, so you're, oh, okay, they're balls. It's bazinga, that shit. They did a couple of years ago, like, an adult ball pit, and it was like, adult ball pit.
Adult.
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
What a fucking a ball pit.
Meet me in the ball pit. But it was like this, what the balls were, they were completely clear. And it was like this, they did it, it was all a whole beach theme, and they had like blow up things, and you had to buy like a ticket and go, and I never went, but it looked really fun. Ball pits are very fun.
I think just like a ball pit big enough to sit in, that you can just be covered apart from your head and just have a breakdown in a ball pit. I think that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, no,
I want like my cupboard, I open it and there's just a section that's just a ball pit, and I can just climb in my cupboard
and just sit in the ball pit.
Maybe just like 300 or 400 balls.
It's great, yeah, no, because I went to my friend's formal a couple of years ago, and it was actually really cool. The after party was at like kids play like like a play gym, that kind of thing. And it was like they let us hire it out, and they had like I think people bought alcohol. So I don't drink, but it was like they're like fuck it. Who are the owners were like it was actually really sick. And
that'd be awesome. I want to just also climb through those tubes, go down like big slides. It just seems so much fun.
They had the slides where it's got all the bumps, and you slide down all the bumps. They had that shit. And then there was this chick I was like flirting with there, and then we never even kissed because I was a pussy back then. Actually, no, I shouldn't use pussy derogatorily as like a word to say I didn't do it. That's offensive. I was nervous and I was shy, but also not like it's just online. I was a Casanova, and then it gets into person. I'm like fuck. So anyway, we didn't kiss at all, and then later we were like, I wish I'd kissed you, and I was like, yeah, same. Anyway, bye. But we went in, and there was a ball pit. Not a lot of balls. I don't know if they just run out of balls because kids are terrible, and they took the balls. They took out some of the balls for us, and I was like, no.
I want a lot of balls.
It was a bit disappointing. It was still, and even the fact that even though there was not enough balls, it was still very fun. If there was enough balls, it would be phenomenal. It'd be phenomenal. So good.
I feel like another fun thing to do could be sitting in the ball pit, just throwing the coloured balls into each corner, trying to sort them by colour.
Like hungry, like a slutty, hungry hippos.
I'm not sure why slutty, but yeah, why not?
I mean,
I guess adults in a ball pit.
I was thinking you were naked doing this or something. I don't know. There's something very slutty about a breakdown. All my breakdowns are slutty.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no, it's because I'm a slut. But, now I am. Back then I wasn't. Back then when I was in the ball pit, I was not a slut. I was not a slutty ball pit. That was a very unslutty ball. We could have made it a slutty ball pit. We did not.
I think what you're saying is you want a ball pit to be slutty in, so you should also join us in investing in the ball pit.
I'll invest in the ball pit if I can be slutty. If I'm allowed to be slutty in the ball pit, I will invest in the ball pit.
All we need is like...
It can't be that expensive, right?
You buy like 200 balls, I'll buy 200 balls. We just get 10 people in on this. That's 2,000 balls. I feel like that's enough balls for a ball pit.
I feel like it depends on the size of the ball pit. People really underestimate how much volume things take up. You really underestimate. It's like when you guess those, like, how many jelly beans are in the jar, and you're like, it could only be like 200, right? And it ends up being like 1,000 and something. You're like, what? Because you don't realize how much volume it takes up. I feel like we're going to need more than 2,000 balls. But even so, I'm willing to chip in because I feel like that can't be that expensive.
Ball pit just sounds fun.
And also, it's great because my mate, I think she did it for her 18th. One of them did it for their 16th, and I think one did it for their 18th. Jumping castle. We did a jumping castle, and it was No, I feel like it didn't bounce as much as I remember as a kid.
Jumping castle's kind of shit. Also, I feel like if you're
But
heavier,
it was still
work
fun. It was like, hey, cool. But it was just a regular jumping castle. I feel like you need one of those. If you're gonna hire one, it needs to be one of those ones that like has a slide, like jumping castle. And then you they have the slide section. It needs to be one of those big like activity jumping castles. I want to go to like a county fair. I want to go to like some podunk town county fair where they're all a little bit racist and homophobic, and if I say the wrong thing, they'll probably shoot me. But if I imagine it's a movie from the 90s, and I'm taking a cute girl on a date, I will have a fantastic time.
Ignore the bad parts. Just
go
for the bouncy castle and the chip on a stick.
But like in this scenario, I'm probably, if I was like from the 90s and I'm probably also
you're probably also just a little bit racist
and homophobic. You know, like a large amount, but I'd be like, you know, them queers, like they can do whatever they want, but I'm not a. I would say like shit like that, where it's like I prefer they don't show it, like you know that kind. I'll be like one of those, but like and like a little bit racist where I would probably like. We won't get into this, but we know what we're talking about. We're a little.
We know what a little bit racist.
We know we're from Australia. We know what a little bit of racism. We know what a lot of racism is. But yeah, I want to go to a county fair now, and I want to like guess. I want to do the fucking
the throwing thing.
The throwing. We got to knock down the bottles, and they're all glued. And I want to do the ring toss, which
and
never
it's all
fits.
bullshit.
It's all rigged.
You never win it.
But then finally you knock over like one thing, and they go, "Oh, you won a prize!"
And then you get like a big stuffed Batman or something.
Yeah, and they're like, "Are you gonna give it to the girl?" And you're like, "And in the 90s I would, but now I'm like,
but now you're like,
no,
that's
I
want this big stuffed Batman."
And if I'm going with somebody who I would be going in this day and age, in the 90s, she would expect that, and I would probably get dumped for not doing that, which is stupid. But win your own ring toss, bitch. But nowadays, I would be with somebody who would completely validate that and say, yes, you won that ring toss. You have that giant Batman. You have that huge Batman. And they would win their own ring toss and get an even bigger Batman than me. I want to go to a fair with somebody who can beat me and get a bigger Batman.
A bigger Batman.
Bigger Batman.
Talking about large Batman.
It's a large Batman.
A large thing has happened in the Batman universe, and that would be a new trailer.
Well, actually, a lot of DC stuff has happened. This is going to tie... Okay, I want to do this quick because it's going to dig into our bit movies time, because it is about movies.
It's about Batman, come on.
But we're talking about the movie. It is a bit movies bit. We've got a bit of Batman stuff, like the new game and everything. There's the new, also the Suicide Squad game, which looks sick. But I cannot stop watching the Batman trailer.
The Batman.
The Batman. I'm going to keep saying it like that every time. The Batman trailer. The only other Batman I've ever wanted to cosplay is Batman Beyond. This is the first Batman I've ever wanted to cosplay.
Robert Pattinson.
He does so well.
Batman.
He does such, like, I'm thinking he's going to be amazing. There's this scene where it's like, what are you supposed to be? And then he, like, this thug walks up to him and he just, like, in quick succession beats the ever-living shit out of him, snaps his arm and then beats him up and goes, I'm vengeance. But a bit, like, I think his pitch is a bit higher, but I was just like, oh, yes.
He's not the Batman, but he has stage 5 lung cancer.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm such a fan of, like, for superhero stuff, like, just to point out, Isaac's eating the kernels again. I gotta say it every time. Like, I know you're gonna do it every time, but I need to point out you're eating the kernels every time.
We're up to that part. I mean, at least they can probably compare how long it takes us to eat this bowl of popcorn. Are we speeding up? Are we slowing down?
I don't know if the microwave's gotten shit and it's doing less popcorn.
There seems to be more kernels this time.
Yeah, I think I need to up it to like 3 minutes instead of 2 minutes 40. I think the microwave's old, and I think it's getting every time it's getting used to my popcorn, it goes fuck you and tries to change it. Yeah, but I'm a very big fan of, like, in superhero stuff, like OG suits, like their first suit and like year one kind of stuff. So like the Spider-Man movies, when you see their like OG suits, I love that shit. Batman the animated movies, like the year one, I love all that kind of stuff. So like this seems like a very still like early on Batman, but it's like it looks incredible, and the music seems so, like, it just seems all around fucking amazing. And Robert Pattinson is going to do such. I love Robert Pattinson. He's incredible.
Have you heard his recipe he was coming up with?
No.
Okay, I will read out what is in it.
Oh, you've got... Okay.
Microwaved penne pasta.
Okay.
Sliced
As in already
cheese.
cooked and he's reheating it?
I think he cooked it in the microwave.
Ooh, okay.
Sliced cheese, sugar, a burger bun, and cornflakes.
Are these separate things that he eats, or this is for one meal?
This is one meal. He also says he eats like just hot sauce and tuna out of the trash. He's Robert Pattinson is a strange man.
Wait, is this Bruce Wayne or Robert Pattinson? Is this this is his prep? Pattinson. This is his prep for playing Bruce Wayne.
He told a magazine, "I eat out of cans like a wild animal," and adds, "Like I eat out of cans and stuff." He made a pasta burger. A burger with pasta on it and cornflakes and sugar.
I think I can respect the pasta on a burger because, like, people have done, like, butter chicken burgers and, like, you do pizza burgers and weird shit on burgers. I don't know if and you can replace the buns with, like, chicken wings and shit. I don't know if I can respect the cornflakes because that's fucking weird.
He's a strange man.
But no, I respect the fact that he does it. I don't think I could eat a burger with cornflakes on it.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I mean, chip burgers are good. I like...
But like cornflakes are different. A chip buddy is different from fucking cornflakes.
Yeah.
But you know what we should do?
It'd be good and crispy.
Next time, we should make that meal.
Oh, God.
We should make...
Oh, God.
At some point, I feel like we should make that meal that Robert Pattinson and...
I think we should make it, modify it a bit so that it's good. I feel like it could be good.
But I want to see... we could do two. We could do his one and then what we think it should be.
A good one, yeah.
We'll figure that. We've got so many plans.
I seem to also recall hearing that he went on a date with his stalker and managed to bore them enough...
Yes!
...that they left.
Exactly. He was like he bored them enough or like... I don't think he freaked them out. He bored them enough that they were like, "You're not worth stalking anymore."
Oh, what a guy!
He just seems incredible. I want to be friends with him. Have you seen his like commentary on all the behind the scenes Twilight stuff?
I haven't. No.
So they like did commentary with the cast, and he rips into it so much because he hated it, and they all pretty much hated it.
And because he wasn't really a child actor, but he was like a teen actor.
Yeah,
and so like child actors, I feel like do meth. Like Macaulay Culkin, he's done things, and he's like
there's our first Macaulay Culkin mention for the
there's always a phase they go through. Whereas as like a teen actor, he instead eats cornflake burgers and goes on dates with his stalkers.
I feel like if I was a teen actor, that's what I would do though. Like that is on the level of shit I would do if I was a teen actor.
That's right. Listeners, if you stalk Lachlan, he will go on a date with you.
Fuck, I just committed to that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I just committed to that.
He will bore you, though. Let me tell you, he's a boring person.
I'm so boring.
After the podcast episodes, he never has anything to say because he literally, like, every 2 weeks, he has 1 hour of interesting thoughts. That is the podcast.
I think that counts as a compliment because I was going to say, even on the podcast, I didn't have interesting things to say. Because also, if you're still listening to the podcast and you're stalking me because of the podcast, well, I'm boring as fuck. Like, you got a bad taste in people to stalk. Don't stalk me. Stalk Isaac. You know what? Isaac and I will both go on a date with you, and we will fight for your attention if you stalk us. If you stalk us, we'll go on a date with you, and we'll both fight for your attention to see who to be the better stalkee.
Okay. Yes, but if you are stalking us, you better respect those around us.
Do not interfere with our interpersonal lives and other people.
But you can with
us. You can fuck with us. I can respect it because also like I feel. Oh god, I shouldn't say this in something that's going to be public, but like I sometimes really accept the challenge of people like finding my address and shit like that. Like I'm like, come get me because I have 22 years of rage built up that are like a home invasion. Have you ever seen Panic Room with Jodie Foster and Kirsten Stewart? No. And Kristen Stewart, Kristen Stewart's very young. I feel like it'll be... No, okay, what's a better... Okay, there's a movie called Hush I haven't seen, but it's about this, like, I think she may be deaf or something, or a mute, but there's a guy who comes to, like, break into her house and, like, murder her or something, and then, but it's like... But she, like, fights back and she goes, oh, no, you don't understand. I'm going to kill you. And I feel like it'll be like that. It'll be like somebody's going to try to break in, and I'm gonna... Oh my god, it's Home Alone. No, I'm gonna Home Alone. I'm gonna more viciously...
You're gonna become Macaulay Culkin.
I'm gonna become Macaulay Culkin, but it's gonna be a lot more fucked up, and it's gonna be like...
And it'll probably end with you going to jail.
And me dressed like Batman. I'm gonna be dressed like Batman, and I'll be like... And then, something like that, and then I'm gonna kill someone.
Oh god.
So, if you wanna come go for it. I may kill you, is all I'm going to say.
Go on a date.
Self-defense. Yeah, if you want to go on a date with me, I may kill you. It's self-defense, but I accept the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By stalking Lachlan, you agree to maybe being murdered.
Yeah, but that I feel again, it's self-defense. It's completely fair, and you got to respect that. Yeah. Do
you have more things?
Oh, I have more things. Oh, we can answer the questions.
We can. Oh, we have questions.
We have questions.
We forgot them last week because pretty much we finished recording and about 10 seconds later I went, oh, fuck.
The questions. Yeah.
The questions.
Okay, so the first question we had was from Sam, our lovely boy Sam, and all he sent was the entire script of the B movie. Which I respect.
Yeah.
We should read that out. So, according to all... No, I'm kidding. One day. And then...
Do you think you could read it out in an hour?
Like speed read?
Speed read. How fast could you read
Hold on. How long is... Because a lot of the movie, that's the thing. The movie has silent moments and no talk. Yeah, so...
Yeah, is the script also just... Is it like a screenplay or is it just a script? I feel like the script wouldn't be too hard.
So B-movie is an hour and 35 minutes.
I feel like just reading the dialogue, you could probably do that in like 20 minutes maybe. Speed read.
It's looking like it's just the script, no stage direction.
I think you could probably read that pretty fast.
I feel like I could... I'm a fast reader. I feel like I'd need to... I don't know if I want... No, I wouldn't want to do a practice run because then I'll get bored of it if I tried to do it again. Because it's such a big thing to do that a practice run for a comedic bit is pointless. The comedy comes from doing it the first time. Yeah. But anyway, okay, so here's the question.
Sorry, just talking about speedrunning, just a diversion. Counting to 100 in 60 seconds. It sounds doable. You can get to 10 in like 2 seconds because they're all one syllable.
Yeah.
But then after that, it gets hard. Have you ever tried it? If not, after the show, we can give it a go.
Yeah, I've never tried that.
Yeah, no, because you think
Have you tried it?
I've tried it. You think you can do it. You only have to do like 1.5 per second. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's like
11,
2
12,
seconds.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31,
You're not
32.
at a pace to do it. You got to go pretty fast.
It's faster than that?
Yeah. It's a fast... Because especially once you get to like 70...
71,
why
72,
the fuck
73,
does
74,
7
75,
have so many syllables? No, seriously though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, all one syllable. 10 as well, but 7 has 2. And then 12 goes back to one syllable. I think we should swap 7 and 12. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7. Because then...
I just had a stroke listening to that.
All the one syllable numbers are together and all the 2 syllable numbers are together.
No, I like the chaos. I'm a fan of the chaos. Yeah. Okay. Question. This is from Sam. First question. What bit of the movie is your favorite bit?
What bit of the movie?
I'm not going to count this as bit movies time. I'm going to count this as question time, which is separate. What bit of the movie is your favorite bit?
I do enjoy the bit where it looks like things are going right and then they don't go right. That bit is always fun. You know, you're like 2/3 of the way through the movie, they have this awesome plan. Ah, shit, everything's gone wrong.
So the bare bones of any plot where the conflict happens.
Yeah,
so,
it's
okay.
very predictable when it happens.
You stole my answer.
Yeah.
You stole my answer. Because Because that's the thing. Are we covering this for all movies? It's got to be for all movies, right?
All movies, yeah.
Okay. Then my favorite bit is the...
Oh, I also love the bit where they say the name of the movie.
Yes. I'm a big fan of that. My favorite bit is the reveal.
Oh, the reveal is always good.
There's always some kind of reveal.
I also love the reveal of the reveal that the first reveal wasn't actually the true reveal. That's always good. You know, like
I feel like that's not counting all movies though.
That's not all movies, but that's some movies.
Because I was gonna say Ocean's 11. Yeah, that. I was thinking that question literally just made me think Ocean's 11 for some reason because I love that movie. Is pizza a soup or a sandwich?
It's obviously a sandwich. It's an open top sandwich.
Yeah, it's an open top sandwich.
Yeah, it's like grilled or a cheese melt where you do bread and then some topping and then cheese on top and put it in the oven. That's all.
Yeah, what did we say through the unifying cube rule? Pizza is toast, isn't it?
Yeah, pizza is pretty much toast.
Pizza is toast, which is pretty much sandwich. In one sentence, how would you sum up the internet? I would say the first thing that comes to mind is Avenue Q. The internet is really, really great for porn.
An older meme, but it's not a dump truck. It's a series of tubes. That's from... Fuck, that's like early internet.
Yeah.
That's like before 2005, I think.
I would say in one sentence, how would I think I can do it in maybe one word.
One word.
I think give me 2 seconds. Vile.
Vile?
The internet in one word is just vile.
It is very vile.
Vile. And it says, lots of love from your biggest fan, Barry B. Benson, but then he said he forgot a question. What's your favourite Pokemon?
What is my favourite Pokemon?
What is your favourite
Now,
Pokemon?
just on the topic of Pokemon, I've been playing Pokemon Go recently because someone at work has been playing it, and I saw it and went, oh, maybe I should get back into this. I didn't really think that. I thought, I'll play it this shift, might as well. And fuck, I'm back into it. It's just...
It
just gets you.
Same thing. I did it where I was into it and then I fell off it and I got back into it again for a week and then I'm back off it again, but I'll probably get back into it soon.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
It's fun. It is fun.
And it's so low brain. You don't
have to really
There's
do
no
much.
strategy or anything. All you do is the most obvious thing to do, but it's just like...
catch Pokemon.
Yeah.
Have you played... do you have a Switch?
I don't have a Switch now.
Okay, because like I wasn't going to get Sword and Shield and people have been saying actually it's good in the DLC. I'm thinking I may get one of them. I'll see how I go.
Yeah, the only Pokemon game I've played other than Pokemon Go is Fire Red.
Oh, so you've never played... Like, you've only played...
No, and I only played that like last year on an emulator on my Mac.
I've got a good emulator on my phone that has...
I think I may have Pearl on DS.
That's my favorite.
I haven't played it yet, though.
Diamond, I had Diamond. Favorite Pokemon game of all time. I'm not a fan of the new 3D style and everything. Like I miss the top down, and I get it's the way everything's going. But like they're gonna remake it and they're gonna do it that way, and I'm gonna be sad. But maybe I'll get the new Pokemon.
Anyway, so favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, who is your favorite Pokemon?
Oh, fuck, I wouldn't know. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When you ask what is your favorite Pokemon, you don't want to go with something obvious because then you seem. Like if you said like, oh, Pikachu is my favorite Pokemon, that's just like, oh,
but
wow,
you're allowed
having
to be.
I guess you are.
You're allowed to have Pikachu be your favorite. That's the whole point.
I do quite like the really stupid Pokemon, like Ekans. It's just Snake
Ekans.
Backwards.
Yeah. Oh, and what do you think Arbok is?
Yeah, Cobra backwards.
What about Muck?
Muck is and also purple. Purple semen, why not?
He's purple semen. Your semen isn't. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh no. That's the thing. It's like, who's my favorite Pokemon in terms of like move sets and everything like that? Or who's my? Okay, I'll say the Pokemon I haven't got yet that I really want to get looks wise is Shiny Sandslash. So Shiny Sandslash, not a Alolan Sandslash, but regular Sandslash, has red spikes, and it looks like they've dipped their spikes in the blood of their enemies, and I love it. It looks dope. But my favorite Pokemon of all time, I feel like there are so many that I love, but I'm gonna settle on one for now, and I'm probably gonna change my mind later. Empoleon from Diamond and Pearl series. It starts as Piplup, goes to Prinplup, and then goes to Empoleon, and holy crap, are they badass! I nicknamed them Icy. Because I was a child with no imagination, and I always called my rival bitch.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I quite like Whalmer just because it's a fucking whale. It's just a big round whale. It's just kind of dumb.
And it's huge. They finally, because they never got like the sizing right, but apparently finally in the new Sword and Shield, they got Whalmer's sizing right, where it's just fucking a big boy.
Oh, to be a big boy.
Oh, to be a big boy.
It is just a whale. Like, surely, because animals exist in the Pokemon universe, so how do you differentiate between a Whalmer and just a normal whale?
That's the thing. They say that you never see them though. They go like a dog-like Pokemon, but you never see a dog, and you're like, what? A dog? What? It just makes no sense. But we got one more question.
One more.
This is from my friend Ruth. Hello, Ruth. I love you. They're from America. What would you consider YouTubers as far as a category? Would they be a TV show or a movie or their own thing?
Ooh, I'd say short film, perhaps?
I would say...
I think, honestly, it depends. That YouTube is very versatile as a platform.
Because they're a web series and people have made movies they've released on there. But I would say, okay, let's say overall YouTubers, like vloggers, people who make Let's Plays and stuff like that, I'm going to say their own thing. They're not technically a TV series. Then they can be, and they can be movies, but I'm going to say that their own thing. So we could talk about YouTubers and YouTube as much as we fucking want.
Yeah, because like, what are video essayists? Are they closer to essayists?
I'm surprised we didn't discuss this in the first episode when we talked about documentaries.
Because video essays are similar to documentaries, but usually all secondary research, not primary research.
And what about TED Talks? Well, like, they like what are we counting that as? So I'd say that their own thing. I would count them as their own thing.
It's interesting, all the like different categories of even just short film. I was on Wikipedia the other day on the main page, and it had can't find it now because it's gone. But short stories. Fairy tales didn't used to be considered short stories. They were considered a different thing.
What, like, just
There was a different name for it. And
I've never thought of fairy tales as short stories, mostly because I just think fairy tales. Like,
yeah,
I categorize them as their own.
But they are.
Thing,
They
are
short stories. But then you can have different things. You can have short stories where it is a self-contained story. You can have short stories that are open-ended.
You can have pretty long short stories as well. Like, you can have some deep... Like, that's the thing. Whenever I, like, had things that... I was bad at writing short stories because I always wanted to expand and, like, have lots of detail. I was never good at, like, giving what was needed in for the story and, like, not doing anything else. Also, if my sister comes... Oh, fuck. My sister's home and she's probably going to bang the door open and be very loud. But
many interruptions.
We could have another guest. I don't want that.
I was the same. I was also garbage with short stories up until like year 11, 12, when they were like, okay, you're gonna have to do it. So just prepare some and do it. Write the same short story for every assignment,
but change it up a little bit. So
what I did is, fucking Andy, who wrote The Martian, Andy Weir, I think is his name. He also has this website where he's posted a bunch of short stories. And the way he writes short stories is everyone has a twist. They all are just... It's got a twist. So I was like, shit, I like this. What if all my short stories had a twist? And I figured it out. All I had to do was set up something and then at the end just have a little twist.
And then it's a short story.
And you
don't have to continue it because it's like anything.
It's had the twist.
It's had the twist.
Yeah.
And all the setup that you've done before doesn't matter. But that's what makes it the short story. You're like, I'm done now.
Because, like, when you're reading a story, if it's a good story, you'll finish it and go, oh, that's a good story. But if you add a twist, then all you have to do is have a good twist, and people go, oh, that was a good twist, therefore it must be a good story.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be a good story so long as it's a good twist.
Because they assume what happens after the twist is good. Because it could be bad before, but they go, well, the reason it was bad was there was a twist.
And often, like, you read it like an actual good short story that doesn't have a twist, and like you might have to read it twice just to like get all the meaning out of it because it's so dense. But whereas with the twist, you get to the end, you read the twist, then you want to read it again to see what built up to the twist.
Exactly.
And then you go, oh, the twist does make sense.
Exactly. So then sometimes you're like, this still didn't make sense at all, and there's still a twist.
Yeah.
And that's Isaac's writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you want another little fun fact about my life?
Yeah.
Fun fact, listeners. I got contacts recently. I'm wearing glasses right now, but I got contacts. And in doing so, I kind of was reminded on how fucking weird my brain is and the weird things I think. So I found it. I went in and I got my test done. And literally like 2 days later, they were like, we have your trial contacts ready. You can come on in and you can grab them. Because they were like, it's going to be a week. It was fucking 2 days. I was like, sick. Love you, Specsavers. Absolutely amazing. And going in, I did my trials, put them in, doing great, love me my contacts. I can see without my glasses now because I can now wear them without, like, I wear a mask to work, can't wear the glasses.
Oh god, no.
Impossible. Steam, just steam everywhere. And so now I can see, and also since I want to be back into acting, I can be behind the camera and wear my little inside gel eye spectacles. I literally just forgot the word contacts for a second. And I was just talking about my contacts and still be fine. But I went in and I was talking to the optometrist, the technician, and I was like, okay, so like, how do I order more? And they're like, oh, so we have a website you can do that. I'm like, oh, okay, do I have an account? He's like, no, you just look up your name and you order them. And I'm just... Anybody can look up my prescription. Like, it's not going to help them. But what if I get cloned one day? And if they clone me, they're going to use my DNA, which means they got my shitty eye vision. And they go, well, we don't have a pair of his glasses. But also, now he wears contacts. So if somebody sees him with glasses, they're going to know it's the clone.
Yeah.
They can just order my goddamn contacts.
Also, your stalker, who now exists...
knows my goddamn prescription.
Knows your prescription. They can go to the website and order contacts for you. And then... steal your contacts. You go, shit, where are my contacts? And they can go, oh, I have some. What is your prescription? You'll tell them your prescription. They'll fit perfectly. You'll fall madly in love with them.
Or there's poison already in there, and either they kill me or they drug me, and it's like an Annie Wilkes situation.
I feel like if you put LSD on
contacts,
it probably would soak in through your eyes.
Don't people like drop LSD into their eye? Like you can get drops of that shit. I don't know. I presume MK Ultra did that shit or something. I don't know. But like that's the thing, right? They could be poison. There could be LSD in these contacts. And my stalker gets my contacts and knows my prescription. But that's the thing, right? They'll go, oh, I may have some. What's your prescription? And I would go, fuck if I know, and walk off. So that's actually the flaw in the plan is me not remembering my prescription. Because what happened was, I had to. I went out the other night and I was like, I'm going to wear my contacts. I'm going to see how I do at night with them and see how long I can keep them in. I kept them in for about 6 or 7 hours the first day. And I'm like, I'm going to see how I can do with them at night and how they look. First of all, I thought there was going to be some kind of distortion. Looks perfect. Like I cannot tell. Oh my god, I love contact lenses. They're amazing.
It's like having good
vision again. Yeah, it's like having good vision again. I was like, holy shit. Still a little bit getting used to, but they fucking yeah, no, I took them into the bathroom and I took them out of I still only had the trials, and the guy wrote right eye and left eye on them to make sure I knew which ones. I was like, thank God. And then I took them in and I realized I accidentally put them down and I missed them and I didn't know.
Do you have
the
same
I know. I said that's the thing.
I
have to order. My right eye is they stock in store. My left eye I have to get specifically made. But they said it only takes like 2 days to make, which is sick. But they're a little bit more expensive because I have a fucked up left eye. So one eye splits and one eye blurs. So I have 2 different prescriptions because my eyes are fuckheads. And then I mixed them up, and then I had to go back. And thank God he wrote it down because then I could match them. But it's like I'm never gonna remember my prescription.
And you're going to end up with the wrong ones, and you're going to be like, shit, why is everything blurry?
This stalker's going to try to offer me them, and I'm going to be like, fuck if I know. And I'm like, I'll just deal without it, because I'm short-sighted, and I don't always need them, and their plan is going to fail. So if you're my stalker...
Okay, just in general, if you're the stalker, if you email us at our podcast...
At bitmoviespodcast@gmail.com.
prescription, and if you can... guess what his right and left eye is, you win.
I think it says it. It'll say it on the
prize.
I feel
if someone goes out and finds it out,
they have to know my last name. I'm pretty sure, which some people who watch this do. Some people who listen to this do, but depending on who the stalker is, they may not. I don't think we've said our last names on here.
Yeah, we should be good, but
also my last name. Oh yeah, it's going to be dead easy to find our last names probably. Like at least me. I have an online presence. Very big online. I'm very popular online. I'm very popular places. But speaking, I guess, yeah, no, like I was saying, I have just a weird imagination, and it reminded me of how my first worry, and this was legitimate. This wasn't me even trying a bit. My first worry was, what if somebody clones me and then takes my prescription? But speaking of contacts, hey Isaac, do you wear contacts and/or glasses?
No.
You don't? Well, have you ever wanted to see the darkest fears and deepest desires of those around you?
Yeah, I have.
Well, good, because you can with HPSM. So, the team at HPSM have worked tirelessly to bring you the highest quality Eldritch contacts. Because, I'll explain it after. And corrective lenses imaginable. And since the team at HPSM aren't actually real doctors, there's no need for any lengthy tests or waiting periods. You can go in and leave with a new pair of contacts or glasses that same day. With fan favorites like Cthulhu contacts, ghastly glasses, and Shoggoth shades, you can't go wrong. These lovely items will give you the ability to read minds, experience the void, and see through the lies of the Jedi. Some side effects may include your eyes melting, hearing the screams of the damned non-stop, to the complete utter destruction of your soul. So head to your local Mysterious Woodland portal or to hpsm.love/craft and enter the promo code BITMOVIES, that's BITMOVIES, for 50% off your total order and a free Nyarlathotep. And would you like to say that promo code again?
BITMOVIES.
Wow, I hated that. So head to your local Mysterious Woodland portal or head to hpesm.love/craft and enter promo code BITMOVIES for 50% off your total order and a free Nyarlathotep. If I pronounced that correct.
I liked your pronunciation. Did you look that up previously?
I looked up Lovecraft. So for those who didn't get it, OPSM is a glasses brand, and I did HPSM for HP Lovecraft. And I looked up, I knew Cthulhu and I knew Shoggoth, but I didn't, I get ghasts. But no, Nyarlathotep, I did not know. I looked up a couple Lovecraftian monster names for the Cthulhu contacts, ghastly glass, and Shoggoth shades bit. I wanted to get some there, so I did have to look that up. Did I get the pronunciation right?
I have no fucking clue. But
I feel like if I got it right, it would have appeared and killed us.
Yeah,
so
probably.
Yeah, that sounds like you're summoning it. It's a bit like Bloody Mary, except cooler. Yeah.
Lovecraft was good at writing horror because that man was fucking anxious about everything.
Yeah, he was a freak.
He was just very scared just about everything. He stayed home all the time, and that did end up. He was quite racist as well,
and
which was simply him being scared. He was such an anxious man.
He was, and he was scared of women, probably.
Oh, he was simply scared of everything.
Yeah. Oh, what a little shit. But he did. Yeah, no, he wrote good horror, and we're not going to say it on here, but look up his cat's name.
Oh.
All we're going to say is, and he probably named the cat when he was young, when he was a child. But look up the name of the cat.
I know that towards like a year before his death, he became slightly.
Just going to quickly.
Less racist.
Give me 2 seconds, guys.
We're having some more interruptions as he tells them to shut the fuck up. Incredible. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, she always goes off at me for like talking while she's talking on work calls. Yet, when I ask to not talk during the podcast, she gets a little bit pissy about it. So that's fine. Anyway, yeah, he look up the name of his cat. He was a man indeed.
He was a man. He had some thoughts, and some of them were good, and some of them were not good.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about thoughts and books and movies. Wow, movies. That is what this podcast is called.
Before we do that, we also have the neighbor kids fucking yelling and screaming next door as well. This is just not the day to record. Like we have to, but man, we chose a poor day.
The day for interruptions.
The day for interruptions. So
movies.
I'm gonna have to edit this as well. Normally we do a good clean run and I can just upload it. And she's still talking at the same volume. And now I have to edit it. Now I have to go through.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Let me know if you can hear my sister complaining in the background. Audience, shoot me a
If
message.
you are going to edit this one, can you add it in a fart noise right now? Lachlan, why did you fart?
That's Lachlan. That's me. I'm a rascal.
Indeed.
Like that.
Anyway,
yeah.
Bit movies.
Bit movies.
We were organised this week as well, and we both watched a movie.
We both watched the same movie. We watched the movie Pleasantville, which is one of my favorite movies. It's very fun, very good music, and
it has some Miles Davis.
Yeah, it has some Miles Davis. So it stars Tobey Maguire, Reese Witherspoon, and a couple other big names. And it also has people. It has Juliet from Psych, which is one of my favorite shows. Fun little fact: she's a little side character in there. Maggie Lawson. We love you. Maggie Lawson, if you're listening to the podcast, I love you. You're amazing in Psych and in everything you do. So Maggie Lawson.
Also has a young Paul Walker in it.
It does. It has young Paul Walker in it.
He looks very young.
He looks very... Because I was like, I recognized the face and I looked at it and it was Paul Walker. It also has a young Justin Nimmo who, fun fact, he played Zane, the Silver Power Ranger on Power Rangers in Space.
Incredible. I love that you know that.
Because I was like, oh my god, that's Justin Nimmo, and I looked it up and it was. He's at the start. He's the guy who's going on the date with Reese Witherspoon at the start. Yes, that's him. Anyway, so
Pleasantville, a movie in which, if you have not seen it, Tobey Maguire, who plays David. Oh, incredible! I have the Google thing up because I don't actually know their names, but
there's David, and she gets called.
What's her name?
So she gets called something like, because they give her a nickname.
Him and his sister get sucked into the TV.
Yeah, let's give it just a premise. So basically, David, Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon's character, Jennifer. But she I'm thinking Bud and their characters in the show. Anyway, so Tobey Maguire's character, he really loves this show called Pleasantville, which is an old 1950s family fun. Nothing ever goes wrong.
Opera,
More like a sitcom. It's
an
old sitcom. It's like an old 50s sitcom where nothing goes wrong. Nobody knows what sex is, and everything's gee golly whiz.
Everything is it's like the American dream.
The American dream. There's no black people, so it's the American dream. So which we will talk about. And so it's all in black and white. And basically, then his sister is going on a date that night, and they both want to watch TV on the same TV. They have a fight and they break the remote. And then a TV repair guy mysteriously shows up, and it's very much he's clearly a mysterious character.
Yeah.
Why did he show up? And he gives them this fancy remote because David, Tobey Maguire's character, they talk about Pleasantville and he gives him a bunch of questions and Dave gets them all right.
He knows he's memorizing things because there's a quiz. If he wins it, he gets $1,000.
There's like a 12-hour marathon on, and if he wins the quiz, he gets $1,000. And so he gives them this special remote, and it sucks them into the TV. And he's like, I'm going to let you have fun. And they're like, get us the fuck out. We don't want to be here. But then Tobey Maguire's character, I'm just going to keep saying David and Jennifer. David goes we need to play by the rules here because we don't know if we're going to mess anything up. Jennifer, whose character is like classified as a bit of a slut, then basically goes, okay, I'll try, but then she finds Paul Walker's character who likes her and goes, actually,
this is Paul
Walker. Like, I'm gonna bang him. So they go to kissing point. It's literally like cold kissing point, and then they like nobody knows what kissing is, and then so she goes, I'm going to teach you what kissing and like sex and everything is. And
he
then
comes and he goes, is it meant to do that?
Yeah,
like this is how ignorant these people are. They
don't know what boners
know.
are and everything. Yeah, exactly. And then but in doing so, then she creates color, like a rose turns red.
So basically, every time something that happens in the Pleasantville universe that shouldn't be happening in the Pleasantville universe, you get a bit of color.
Every time change happens. So basically, you get a bit of color. Like, she teaches her mum in the show, I did quotation marks there, who think, because the parents in there think that they're the kids of the show. So they're like, he's Bud and she's whatever her name is. And she teaches the mum about masturbating and orgasm. She masturbates in the bathtub and comes so hard that she lights a tree on fire.
Yeah, it just catches on fire.
Exactly. And the firefighters don't know what a fire is. And so
it's a perfect town.
It's a perfect town. So they go rescue Kat. So David has to go fire and they're like, what? And he goes, Kat? And then they all come. And then basically in doing so, more color comes out and everything. And I feel like we need to give the basic premise of the story before we finish off the basic premise of the story before we get into the detail.
So basically, the more people who end up
doing change. So like David and I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Or should I?
No, you can explain.
So David and Jennifer, they start like doing change, and David's like, I don't want to change anything. Like he's thinking we need to play by the rules, otherwise we could destroy this like place, and we don't know how to get back out. And basically, so he's playing by the rules, but then he starts to get a bit into it as well, because this girl who was supposed to make cookies for this other guy made cookies for him, and then he starts having feelings for her, so he starts being a little bit different, and the books in the library don't have words in them, but then as soon as David and Jennifer basically go, oh yeah, like I remember this story, the books start to fill in.
Yeah, and they explain what happens in the book, and the book fills in, and then people start reading.
People start reading, and the library becomes active, and the color becomes. People start getting color, and then paintings. So David works at this like his character works at this like diner, and the diner guy, he wants to be a painter, and so he gives him a book of like paintings and stuff.
And he starts making paintings in color.
And then basically a bunch of the like old white people of the town are like, we don't like all these changes.
Old black and white people, if you will, because they're in black and white.
Exactly. So they start like a lot of changes start happening. A lot of more of the younger people start turning into color, but also his mum turns into color. He's like his fake mum in the show, and then she wants to hide it because her husband is not in color and she's ashamed. But then she starts falling for the diner owner, the painter. They all have a thing, and then the town basically goes like, all color people are like, banned from doing this. There's no only acceptable amount of music. They do book burning as well, so they burn all the books. There's a lot of metaphors.
No painting.
Yeah, and then in the end, basically, it's a really good movie. David, he punches a guy to protect his mum, and then that's when he changes into color, and it's all about like change and stuff. And then in the end, what happens is, during a town meeting, they're going to go to jail because they've done bad things, and basically he fights and goes, no, I haven't done anything bad. Change is inevitable. You have to change. And then in doing so, having this like big speech moment, everything changes to color. And
they have a trial because he's painted a wall with his manager.
Yeah, and with a bunch of different colors.
They get in trouble because painting in color is illegal, so they have a court case. But then he has an incredible monologue, as you do, and everyone is colored. Everyone
turns into color because they realize they change. And then in the end, Jennifer stays in the Pleasantville world to go to university, because she used to be a bit like she was like, I did the slut thing, I'm a bit over it, and so which is a bit slut shamey. But anyway, we won't get into that bit. But she then goes like, I never actually tried in school, so she wants to go to university there,
and she can in Pleasantville because it's Pleasantville. It's
exactly. In doing so, once everything's changed, they actually go out because nothing else actually existed outside Pleasantville. They go, we're from outside Pleasantville, and they're like, what do you mean? And in doing so, all the change, the entire world gets created there. So he goes out, and on the TV, there's like, the pyramids and the Eiffel Tower, and in doing so, everything, the world expands and finally creates. And so things, you can go other places and do things. So that's the basic premise of it. And we want to discuss the themes it displays.
The themes. So you hear this and you see the movie. The first thing you think is, the people become colored, it's obviously just about
About
racism. But it really is not about racism. I think it involves racism, but only because the subject is talking about also involves racism. And
it's an easy way to convey
Yeah.
everything through the whole like no coloreds and stuff. Like they literally have signs saying no colored, so it's got a lot of throwbacks to that. And like they chase down a group of like black and white people chase down David's mum in the show who's colored at that point, and they like make classic sexist remarks and everything like a lot of colored women would have experienced back in the day, and then he goes in and punches them in the face. So there's a lot of like classic 50s like racism that makes it easy to get the point across, so it is a point, but I would say it's definitely not the main point of it.
And I'd say there's probably a couple of main points, but one of them is, I'd say this is a movie about the American dream, and it's about ignorance, very much about ignorance, like the whole books and knowledge being like rebellious. Like reading books music is what the kids are doing.
Exactly. No colors, only certain music because it's not the approved music. Things that they're not the approved things to do. So a lot of ignorance.
Because the thing is, Pleasantville was nice. Like Pleasantville was nice before they started changing, and it was. It's not as if there was no racism. There were no poor people. There was no crime. Like it sounds like a nice place, but the thing is, it's isolated.
Pleasant.
Yeah, it does sound pleasant, but it is isolated, and that's what.
And nothing changes. In the movie, as soon as all the basketballers start having sex, none of them can play basketball anymore because they start losing because of sex.
Yeah, because they were winning every single game.
They used to win every single game.
It was a perfect place.
It was a perfect place, and
And I think the movie is kind of about how the American dream was kind of like that. It was true, like in the 50s, if you were a white, well-off
middle-class American,
you probably went to college, got paid for it, had a job, got a house, had a family, had the whole experience. And it may have worked for you, but you would have to be ignorant to the plight of your fellow Americans.
Exactly.
African Americans, poor Americans, just like
anybody who wasn't the norm.
And so in this, things are going good for the people of Pleasantville, but in order for that to happen, they have to be ignorant of so many things going around
else.
And they're not only afraid of change, they're afraid of knowledge, because knowledge creates change in Pleasantville.
And change is one of the other big themes. So David, you can see it at the start. So at the start, he's like, he doesn't really like his life. It's in the 90s. It's 1998, and they talk about that like he's at school and they're all like, climate change is happening. By the time you're out of school and you finish college, you won't have a job because unemployment is going up.
Yeah,
and there's
all these bad things.
A lot of bad things. And
there's a little montage at the beginning of just him in school, and every class is just. Shit is fucked. Shit is fucked.
And also, then his home life is actually a little bit fucked. So he goes home, and what you see is his mum's on the phone to his dad, and they're divorced, and she goes, "I don't care. Like, you were supposed to have them this weekend. I'm going away." And like a very much a classic like shitty divorced family conversation. And David looks, really sad, and he clearly is unhappy with his home life, and that's why he loves Pleasantville. And you see him when he's watching it, he quotes it all. He knows all the words.
He knows all about it because for him, Pleasantville is escapism.
Yeah,
he watches it because what he has is kind of shit, and Pleasantville is pleasant.
Exactly,
it's enjoyable.
Exactly, and you see that. So, like we said, the color happens when change happens in Pleasantville, and so you see it mostly in the change of people. So we'll talk about specifically Jennifer and David. So I'll start with Jennifer. She goes in and she sluts it up. She sleeps with everyone, and she goes like, "Why haven't I changed color?"
Because all the people of Pleasantville, they have sex.
Yeah, they're starting to change color.
For them, that's
their change. And she's like, "Why haven't I changed?" And then she starts instead. She puts on glasses and she wears a cardigan. Again, a bit slashing, but she starts just reading and she starts educating herself. Something she was never inclined to do in her real world. And in the morning after that, she changes into color because she's done something that is different from who she is and changed in a positive way. And then David, what he does, he tries to, because the mysterious guy who gives them the remote, he goes, "Well, you're supposed to be a super fan. You're mucking up the world. Like, why do you keep changing this? This is supposed to be the perfect world." Like, he's angry that change is happening because he's a creepy, benevolent kind of god or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about him later. He has a cool moment at the end as well. But and so David is like, okay, and he doesn't want change because he's so scared of changing it. But also he wants Pleasantville to be pleasant because that's what he's used to.
Because
Like,
it is his escapism.
it's his escapism.
He doesn't want Pleasantville to have all those things he's learning about in school. He wants Pleasantville to just be something he can look at, not think about, has no deeper meaning. It's just pleasant images for your eyes.
But even he subconsciously, before everything, realizes Pleasantville needs to change because so when he goes, he's supposed to be working this diner, and before he gets there on his first shift and he's late, and the guy who owns it goes, "Oh, well, normally you come in and you lay out the napkins and the cutlery, and I do this, but you didn't come, so I just kept cleaning the bench." And he was cleaning it for so long that the bench was now rubbed off all the like black and white paint, the paint that was on there, and basically he goes, "Well, next time you can start without me." And so he goes like, "That's really weird." And he kind of sees it. So he doesn't recognize, he doesn't think about it, but he kind of goes, "Oh, that's weird." But he doesn't recognize, "Oh, this is bad." He goes, "Oh, I wouldn't have done it that way." Yeah, you can start without me. You can do this. And even like later, his boss wants to be a painter. He goes like, "Oh, well, maybe you shouldn't focus on the painting." He realized, he goes, "Oh, I've given him a bit too much. I want to step back." But what his change is, he finally fights for change. So when his mum is being attacked by a bunch of the guys, he goes up and he punches one of them in the face. And in doing so, that changes him because he finally fought against what he originally wanted, and he fought for the change of Pleasantville. And I think another interesting fact of it is, when you watch it, they talk about color. They say real green. So they talk like, "I saw green, real green." So they know about colors.
Yeah, and they know that they're not.
They know they're not colors. So they know that they're like, "Oh, that's green, but it is black and white. It's not real green." They go like, "Oh yeah, I saw real green or real blue." And they have a little a town meeting, and they go like, "George Henderson has a blue door," and he goes, "It's always been blue." Exactly. So like they recognize color, but until it's been changed to happen and pointed out to them, it's like like they could. It's that talk of the American dream and how they have to be ignorant. A lot of ignorance isn't, "Oh, I legit didn't know." A lot of ignorance is deliberate ignorance of ignoring it, being like, "Oh, I not ignorant because I didn't know that wasn't explained to me or I didn't see that." They go, "I've seen that, but if I acknowledge it, it changes my world and my life."
Yeah, this is working for me. Just because it's not working for someone else doesn't mean it's not working for me.
Exactly.
But the thing is, the whole system is based around it working for some people, not working for other people.
Exactly. And I think, and it's also like the song, the final song and the like titular song kind of it is not titular. So like the main song is Across the Universe, and it's a cover by Fiona Apple, which is amazing. And the main like line it is, "Nothing's going to change my world." And it's like a really lovely line and works so well for the movie. But yeah, like change being a big part of the movie, and I think it works really because the guy who gave them the remote, the TV repair guy, he in the movie he goes like, "Oh, you're changing things and I hate this. I'm gonna keep you in here. Why do you like?" And then he goes, "I'm gonna keep you in here because you need to learn a lesson because you're not appreciative of the gift I gave you." And then later when things start changing, he gets angry and goes, "I want you to come out right now." And then they ignore him. He goes like, "No, I can't." He's like, "I want you out." And then at the end, when Jennifer stays and David comes out, it cuts to because it's only been like an hour, and it cuts to in the real world, and they've been in there for like, I think by that point a couple months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a couple months, and so it cuts to the TV repair guy, and he has like a smile on his face, and he goes, "Okay," and he moves on, and it's clear that he actually he didn't want to give this as a perfect gift. It was to push them to change. He was there to help them change, and it wasn't him being a weird. No, it was a weird, benevolent kind of god character, I guess. But it wasn't. He wasn't the creepy like psycho. "You changed my world" or anything like that. He wanted them to change. He was a cat. He was trying to push them, be that antagonistic force to push them in that direction. So I feel like change is definitely another one of the big motives in like themes in there. And it also it does it very nice with at the end of the trial. They've got the mayor of the town, and he's black and white, and basically he does this big speech of
and the way that Toby's character gets him to change is by saying, "Hey, you hate me, you hate that I'm changing all these things, what are you going to do about it?" And like in Pleasantville, they're not violent to each other. That's not the way they do things. Exactly. They just do things normally. And he gets angry and he shouts at him, and when he shouts, boom, he's in color, because that's That's the change.
Exactly, and it does it in such a really good way, because like everyone starts changing after this. But he goes like, change is inevitable. You can't stop it, and look how amazing change is. Like,
and he says like, this is stuff that's been around this whole time.
Exactly.
This isn't new. We're not introducing new things. This has always been here. You've just been ignorant.
Exactly, and like so, his mum and dad. The mum cheats on the dad with the painter boss and everything, and so they have like a nice little cute relationship. But she turns into color, and during this trial, the dad's there in grey, and he goes actually to David in jail, and then David goes like he goes, I don't like change. He's like, well, change is inevitable, and it's like, can it go back? And he's like, no, I think the whole point is you're supposed to.
He says it can go back, but it's a lot harder.
It's a lot harder, and also like the whole point is it supposed to? And so he's sitting there to try, and he goes up to his dad, and he's like, look at her, look how beautiful she is, like even with all those colors, don't you want to tell her that? And when he does so, he changes because he realizes like it's still her. No matter what's happening, it's still her, whether she's in color or not. And she looks so incredible. And those colors have changed her, and they made her look so incredible. And like they do it in a really, really nice way. Especially, like getting angry, he yells, and when he yells and turns to color, he like looks in the mirror and he runs off and everything, because he's still. And it's another commentary on people changing, but then having that I would say like that self-hatred of change and everything, like
change,
so scared of change that you can hate yourself for changing.
And I mean, that wasn't exactly a good change, him shouting at Toby's character. Like, it might not have been a good change, but it's shown as good because he's no longer being ignorant to his own feelings.
Exactly.
And which is, I think, why Toby's character says you can go back, but it's harder, because not even necessarily change, but just becoming informed on things, becoming not ignorant. You can't, once you're no longer ignorant, go back to being ignorant. You can ignore things,
you can't
become unknowledgeable again.
Exactly. And it's just done in such a great, good way. Like, what other themes do you like? Because you're saying like the American dream and everything like that.
American dream. Also, escapism in media.
Yes.
I'm not 100% sure what its stance on it is, but Pleasantville is portrayed as an escape, and Toby uses it as an escape because his home life is shit, the world around him is shit, so he watches it as an escape. But I think the movie is saying that perhaps escapism isn't the best, because by watching things that simply eat up your time, you're choosing to be ignorant to things going on in the real world.
Exactly.
Like, you may know all about this show, but you're still choosing to be ignorant.
When David comes out, his mum has come back and she's crying, and she goes like, she was dating a younger guy. She's like, he's 10 years younger than me. It doesn't make me feel younger. It makes me feel older. And she's crying. She's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Everything's a mess. And he goes, well, it's not supposed to be easy. Things are supposed to be like...
She says it's not supposed to be like this. And he says it's not supposed to be like anything. Because it isn't. It's not supposed to be like anything. And there's an idea like the American dream. It's supposed to be like that. But it's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like anything.
Exactly. It's not, it's not at all. Yeah.
Very good. We should probably wrap up.
That was actually, I think, the perfect moment to wrap it up, because also I was about to go out there and tell them to shut the fuck up. So, do we have any other... Oh yeah, we got to let them know what we're watching next week.
Yes, we are organised in that not only are we both watching something for next week, we know 2 weeks in advance what it is, and it is Train to Busan.
Train to Busan, the infamous zombie film. It is regarded as one of the best zombie films made.
It is good. I have seen it.
You've seen it already? I have not seen it.
I'm here to say it's great. We will have a lot to talk about.
We will, because also Peninsula, the sequel, just came out. We were showing it at the theatre.
I've also seen it. Not as good. It has a good message, but the characters are kind of bad.
Kind of bad? But as in like badly written or bad people?
No, the characters are fine, but the relationships between them just aren't formed as much. Like the first one, character deaths have emotional impact. Second one, not as much. Anyway, we'll talk about more next time.
Next time. I was going to say next week, and I'm like, no, in 2 weeks.
Next fortnight.
Next fortnight, because we are a bi-weekly podcast. So, that one was real. That was not edited in. That was an entirely real burp.
This one was fake, though. And we will see you all.
One final message. Macaulay Culkin, please come on the podcast.
Mhm.
We love you.
We do.
We
love
we
Macaulay
do love
Culkin.
you. I need to email. I just need to email him. I'm such a coward. I'm such a coward. I'm so scared of being rejected by Macaulay Culkin. But what we also need to talk about is quickly the petition to make Macaulay Culkin be Kevin again in the remake of Home Alone.
I think it should happen.
He plays a 9-year-old Kevin again at his current age, and nobody mentions it. They act like nothing's changed, and I would so be down for that. My other version of it, he plays one of the new robbers.
Oh,
He'll play like Marvel Harry.
That could be good.
I would be so down for that as well. So Macaulay Culkin, how about you come to the podcast and talk to us about that?
Please, yeah.
Talk to us
I'm
about
sure we
that.
can convince him.
We can convince him. I just need to send an email. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.